We are fortunate enough to have the Honorable Vice President of India, Sri Jagdeep Dhankar, as a chief guest for the program today. We're also delighted to have Srimati Anandiben Patel, Governor of Uttar Pradesh, as a guest of honor for this special day. Ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to announce the arrival of our guest. It's an absolute honor that the Honorable Vice President of India, Sri Jagdeep Dhankar, has arrived at the venue.
I request President ICSI, C.S. Manish Gupta, to kindly escort the Governor to the dais. I request President ICSI, C.S. Manish Gupta, Dr. Manoj Govil, and Honorable Governor to please escort our Honorable Vice President, Sri Jagdeep Dhankar ji, to the dais, please. I request Dhananjay Shukla ji, Program Director and the Council Member ICSI, and C.S. Ashish Mohan, Secretary ICSI, to please join the dais.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, for it's a joyous and a momentous occasion. Let's welcome Sri Jagdeep Dhankar ji, Honorable Vice President of India, the Chief Guest of the 51st National Convention of Company Secretaries.
Let us also welcome the guest of honor, Srimati Anandiben Patel, Honorable Governor of Uttar Pradesh.
We also welcome Dr. Manoj Govil, Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, would request you to kindly stand up for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Would now request C.S. Manish Gupta, President ICSI, to kindly felicitate Honorable Vice President of India with a planter, shawl and a memento, extending our gratitude towards his valuable presence on this very special event. Huge round of applause, the audience.
Let's have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Would also request C.S. Manish Gupta, President ICSI, to kindly felicitate the guest of honor, Sri Anandiben Patel, Honorable Governor of Uttar Pradesh. Ladies and gentlemen, C.S. Manish Gupta, President ICSI, felicitating the guest of honor, Srimati Anandiben Patel, Honorable Governor of Uttar Pradesh. Let's have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
I would now request C.S. Manish Gupta, President ICSI, to kindly felicitate Dr. Manoj Govil, Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs.
Ladies and gentlemen, C.S. Manish Gupta, President ICSI, felicitating Dr. Manoj Govil, Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Thank you, sir.
Let us now call upon C.S. Manish Gupta, President of the ICSI, for the welcome address.
Good afternoon. Respected Vice President of Bharat, the chief guest for the 51st National Convention of Company Secretaries. I welcome you on behalf of the Institute, its 72,000 members, and 2 lakh students. And on my personal behalf, I would like to thank you for gracing the occasion and making it memorable for each one of us. The guest of honor, Honorable Governor of Uttar Pradesh, Srimati Anandiben Patel ji, thank you for accepting our request and for gracing the occasion of 51st National Convention of Company Secretaries. The Company Secretaries of India functions under the aegis of Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and it is always a pleasure to welcome Dr. Manoj Govil, Secretary MCA, who is always helping and guiding ICSI in all its affairs. Dhananjay Shukla ji, my Central Council colleague, and Program Director Ashish Mohan, Secretary ICSI, galaxy of past presidents who are present here, past secretaries, Central Council members, past Central Council members, Regional Council members, Management Committee members, officials of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and from the Varanasi administration, regulators, faculties for the various sessions, other dignitaries, international delegates, members, students, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, let me extend a warm welcome to each and every participant who has joined the 51st National Convention at Varanasi, who all are present and witnessing this mega event, as well as who are witnessing this mega event through the virtual mode. I would like to brief the Honorable Vice President that more than 1,500 people have joined for the physical event, as well as 3,000 have joined through the virtual mode. Today is really a proud moment for every company secretary, not only because we are witnessing the 51st edition of the National Convention, which has a legacy of more than 50 years, but also because of the presence of our chief guest and the guest of honor, which has doubled the celebration and joy for every company secretary who is witnessing this. Sir, the profession of company secretaries was started way back in the year 1968 with few members. And today, we are touching the lives of more than 3 lakh families, which includes a strong membership base of 72,000 and more than 2 lakh students who are pursuing this course. Sir, the Institute is having its presence in almost all cities of India and represented through the network of 4 regional councils, 3 CCGRTs, which are the research institutions, 72 chapters, 6 overseas centers, study circles, study centers, and more than 200 academic collaboration with the central and state universities which Institute is having. We are the most humbly the largest body of governance professional in the world and working for its vision to be a global leader in promoting good corporate governance. Sir, the journey of National Convention of Company Secretaries was started way back in the year 1972 with the inauguration of the event at Delhi by then Honorable President of India, V.V. Giriji. I still remember that initiative was done by our past President R. Krishnanji. He happens to be the youngest ever President of ICSI. He is still present in this hall. He started the concept of organizing the National Convention, and still we are organizing. And let me share with you, sir, we have not had given any break in organizing this National Convention for last 51 years. And during the COVID pandemic also, we had organized those events through the restricted protocols which were laid by the administration. So the Institute has revised its syllabus and the curriculum last year on the lines of the new education policy, which was introduced by the Honorable Prime Minister in the year 2020. Our intent and motto is to make our student future ready. At ICSI, and we are focusing on the employability, skill development, and specialization of students. I'm happy to share that the ICSI is the first institution to have full-fledged subject and papers like ESG and sustainability, CSR, artificial intelligence, ADR, cyber security, and many more. When we have introduced these new subjects, we have also planned a complete roadmap to implement the same at various levels, and the capacity building programs are being conducted for the members as well as for the students. I'm really happy to share that ICSI has incorporated a wholly owned company, Section 8 company, through which we will be establishing the ICSI International ADR Center at different locations. And let me share with all the members who are present in this hall that we are ready with the very first ADR Center, which is to be inaugurated very soon. And in the coming days, our members would be benefited out of it as an arbitration, as an arbitrator, as well as they can refer their dispute of their clients to those ADR centers. Sir, welfare of all our members and students and employees is always a priority of the Council. And in this regard, we have recently launched, in the presence of our Honorable President of India on 4th of October, a scheme for the group medical insurance for all the members, their families and employees. I'm sure that is going to benefit all the members in the days to come. At the same time, today we are going to release a booklet which covers each and every MOU and the tie-up Institute is having up to this time. That would be released by the hands of our Honorable Vice President and would be given to all the members so that they would be benefit out of it. So the company secretaries always treated as partners in the nation building. I feel extremely delighted and humbled to share that the Council has decided to give 100% waiver of fees at the time of registration in the CS course to all the Agnivees who have been inducted in the defense services under the Agnipath scheme of the Government of India. Sir, to conclude, we assure you that the ICSI shall keep on undertaking measures and initiative on all fronts, and Company Secretary will put on their best efforts to take legacy forward. With these promises, I once again express our heartfelt gratitude towards the Honorable Vice President of India, Honorable Governor of UP, and Secretary MCA for being with us. It is indeed a pleasure beyond words to have your gracious presence amongst us, and we are grateful to you for having accorded us this historical moment. I once again welcome all the delegates, faculties, guests, and all the participants to this holy city, wishing you all 3 days of learning and happy stay at the holy city Varanasi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Would now request Dr. Manoj Goel, Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, to kindly address the gathering.
The chief guest of the day, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji, Honorable Vice President of India. The guest of honor, Srimati Anandiben Patel ji, Honorable Governor of Uttar Pradesh. Shri Manish Gupta ji, Shri Ashish Mohan ji, Shri Dhananjay Shukla ji, council members of the ICSI, dignitaries, distinguished guests, professionals, students, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, I extend my heartiest greetings to the Honorable Vice President of India and the Honorable Governor of Uttar Pradesh for gracing the event. The kind presence of honorable dignitaries has made this day all the more memorable for each one of us. We look forward to hearing their words of advice and guidance. I'm happy to participate in the 51st National Convention of the Company Secretaries at this holy city of Varanasi. The gathering here represents 72,000 company secretaries and a large number of students as well who are engaged in monitoring, protecting, and promoting good governance in the corporate sector. Recently, I participated in the 55th Foundation Day function of the ICSI held at Vigyan Bhavan. I recall the words of the Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu ji, who commended the contribution of the ICSI in building a strong and capable India. It was also said that the Institute has demonstrated efficiency and proficiency and has set new dimensions and standards of excellence in accordance with its motto, Satyam Vad Dharmam Char. and that the future of India's corporate governance depends on the willpower and actions of company secretaries who can make in India a role model of good corporate governance as well as good governance. Friends, one of the primary mandates of my ministry, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, that I am secretary of, is the administration of the legal framework for companies. In recent years, we have made rapid strides to improve this legal framework, simplify procedures, and speed up decision making, with the important objective to ensure ease of doing business and a healthy environment for investment and corporate growth. In this direction, the various initiatives which have been taken by the ministry, and some of them I would like to share here today. The Honorable Finance Minister announced in the Union Budget of 23-24 a framework for public consultations. Now, we are working actively towards this framework. We will seek public consultations both for the existing set of rules and regulations and also before making new amendments in the rules and regulations. This is a part of a broader effort by Government of India to reduce compliance burden and make it easier for companies to do business. This is a great opportunity for all professionals, industry associations, and corporates to share their views, their ideas, and to participate in the process of lawmaking. All these regulations, all these rules are subordinate legislation, and often we hear from company secretaries and as well as other professionals that some of them are not suitably drafted or there are some ambiguities. So this is an opportunity for you to come forward and point it out to us, and then we'll examine it and hopefully we'll come up with a better set of regulations and rules. Now, recently, we also heard from a large number of stakeholders that the corporate exits in India are taking a large amount of time. And the voluntary exit used to take more than 1 year. Sometimes it even took 1.5, 2 years. Finance Minister announced in the budget that a Center for Processing Accelerated Corporate Exit would be set up. I'm happy to report here that this center has started functioning from 1st of May this year. And for the cases that it has dealt with, the average time taken is around 100 days. We propose to bring it slightly lower than 100 days, but it has come down for almost 500 days a couple of years back to around 100 days, which is very satisfying for us. We have also integrated the national single window system for incorporation of companies and LLPs with our system. So incorporation services can be availed through NSWS portal. Recently, we brought a amendment to do away with the cost imposed for shifting of companies. Then we have also allowed holding of AGMs and EGMs through video conferences. Now, this has been allowed till September 2024, but the general thinking is that we should make it a permanent feature, but that would require some amendments in law. And recently, we also gave a relaxation in additional fees to LLPs for who could not file Form 3, Form 4, or Form 11. And that, I think, has been helpful as far as LLPs are concerned. Now, I would also say here that ease of doing business, the social and economic development, and the safety and security of the country go hand in hand, they go together. The government has also put in some measures to ensure greater transparency, compliance with tax laws, and better congruence with the international norms about AML, anti-money laundering, and countering of financing of terrorism. Take, for example, the recent changes that we have done for dematerialization of securities of non-small private companies, conversion of share warrants issued under the old act, changes in the significant beneficial ownership regime for companies as well as LLPs. You would expect and encourage full cooperation for all professionals in ensuring compliance in this very important area which is important not only for taxation purposes, but also for financial and economic security of the country. Friends, company secretaries are playing an important role in revising the corporate world in decision making with their expert knowledge and critical thinking. You are the guardians of corporate governance in the corporate sector, and the Honorable Prime Minister himself mentioned in one of the meetings of professionals the power that is wielded by the professionals while they certify, whether it is a tax statement or whether it's a corporate statement. So that is the kind of trust that the government has reposed on the company secretaries. But I would take this opportunity to share that as far as the institute is concerned, ICSI, it has always helped the MCA in augmenting our initiatives. In particular, I appreciate the commendable support being given by the company secretaries in the CRC, the CSC, IEPFA authority, CPACE itself, which I mentioned, for various processes. Friends, as India progresses through Amrit Kal, professionals like you have a great responsibility to give your best to creating a more transparent, accountable, and efficient governance system in the country. As I said, the country has reposed great faith in the profession of company secretaries, and your actions should reflect the values and aspirations and meet the expectations of our nation. You would be proud that you have a big responsibility in ensuring an efficient and transparent functioning of India's corporate sector. To conclude, I would urge all of you to make use of this 3 days event for brainstorming, including brainstorming, as I said, on the changes that are needed in various corporate laws, regulations, rules, etc., etc. Even, for example, if there are some technological changes required, one can brainstorm on them also. And also network with fellow professionals and come up with new ideas for contributing significantly to progress of our nation, whether in corporate law or whether in other areas. I extend all my best wishes to all of you for a bright and productive future ahead. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Srimati Anandiben Patel, Honorable Governor of Uttar Pradesh, a very strong personality representing the changing phase of Indian women, the only female Chief Minister of Gujarat ever, the second female Governor of Uttar Pradesh after Sarojini Naidu, a teacher, a transformer, and an able administrator. Let's put our hands together for Srimati Anandiben Patel, Honorable Governor of Uttar Pradesh, and would request ma'am to please address the gathering.
इतना लंबा है। चलेगा। देश के माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति श्री जगदीप धनखड़ जी, कॉरपोरेट कार्य मंत्रालय भारत सरकार के सचिव डॉक्टर मनोज गोयल जी, भारतीय कंपनी सचिव संस्थान के अध्यक्ष श्री मनीष गुप्ता जी, संस्थान के सचिव श्री आशीष मोहन जी, इस अधिवेशन के निर्देशक श्री धनंजय शुक्ला जी, देश के विभिन्न राज्यों से आए हुए कंपनी सचिवगण, उपस्थित अन्य महानुभाव, देवी और सज्जनों, बाबा काशी विश्वनाथ की पावन नगरी वाराणसी में आयोजित भारतीय कंपनी सचिव संस्थान के कंपनी सचिवों के 91वें राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलन के उद्घाटन समारोह में उपस्थित देश के माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति श्री जगदीप धनखड़ जी का मैं हार्दिक स्वागत एवं अभिनंदन करती हूँ। मुझे विश्वास है कि माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति महोदय के विचार और ज्ञान हम सभी के लिए उपयोगी एवं प्रेरणादायी होंगे। इसके साथ ही मैं इस राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलन में आए हुए सभी प्रतिनिधियों का भी अभिनंदन करती हूँ। देश की सांस्कृतिक नगरी एवं आध्यात्मिक राजधानी काशी में कंपनी सचिवों का राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलन का आयोजन होना हम सभी के लिए गौरव की बात है। कंपनी सचिव सार्वजनिक एवं निजी क्षेत्र की कंपनियों के लिए एक महत्वपूर्ण पद होता है। यह कॉरपोरेट की चेतना का रक्षक होता है। कंपनी सचिव का दायित्व होता है कि वह दक्षतापूर्वक प्रबंधन करने के साथ कंपनी कानूनों का पालन कराते हुए अपनी संस्था को प्रगति के पथ पर आगे ले जाए। इसके लिए कंपनी सचिव को सघन प्रशिक्षण की आवश्यकता होती है। इस दिशा में भारतीय कंपनी सचिव संस्थान अपनी महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभा रहा है। अगर यह कहा जाए कि भारतीय कंपनी सचिव संस्थान देश के लिए उच्च कोटि के सचिवों को तराशने का महत्वपूर्ण कार्य करता है, तो इसमें किसी प्रकार की कोई शंका नहीं है। एक सशक्त और समर्थ भारत के निर्माण में भारतीय कंपनी सचिव संस्थान का योगदान सराहनीय है। इस संस्थान का आदर्श वाक्य सत्यम वद धर्मम चर, यानी सत्य बोलो और नियम कानून का पालन करो के अनुकूल कार्य करने का आह्वान करता है। आपकी दी हुई सही या गलत सलाह देश के कॉरपोरेट गवर्नेंस को प्रभावित करता है। कंपनी सचिव के रूप में आप अनेक महत्वपूर्ण निर्णयों का हिस्सा होते हैं। इसलिए यह जरूरी है कि आप यह सुनिश्चित करें कि जिस भी संगठन के साथ आप जुड़े हैं वो आने वाली पीढ़ी की आवश्यकताओं से समझौता किए बिना वर्तमान पीढ़ी की आवश्यकताओं को पूरा करें। इसके साथ ही देश में मौजूदा प्रत्येक कंपनी कानून का पालन करें। अपने वही खाता गड़बड़ी न करें, पूरी पारदर्शिता रखें। आप अपनी जिम्मेदारी जिस तरह से निभाते हैं उसी से देश के कॉरपोरेट संस्कृति का पता चलता है। मित्रों, आपके कार्य ऐसे होने चाहिए जो भारत को विश्व पटल पर स्थापित कर सके। देश के माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में आज भारत सभी क्षेत्रों में आगे बढ़ रहा है। वह चाहे आर्थिक क्षेत्र हो या सामाजिक, सभी दिशा में तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहा है। हमारा भारत दुनिया में 5वें नंबर की अर्थव्यवस्था है। प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का लक्ष्य इसे टॉप 3 पर लाने का है। देश की ये अर्थव्यवस्था ग्रोथ हमारे युवाओं के लिए अपार अवसर लेकर आएगी। केंद्र व राज्य सरकार निवेश बढ़ाने के और आर्थिक विकास को गति देने के लिए हर आवश्यक कदम उठा रही है। ये विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य को हासिल करने की दिशा में एक जरूरी कदम है। ऐसे में यह और भी महत्वपूर्ण हो जाता है कि हमारे प्रोफेशनल्स न केवल क्षमतावान और योग्य हो बल्कि साहसी और सृजनशील भी हो। कंपनी सचिवों के 91वें राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलन का विषय एम्पावरिंग की सस्टेनेबल फ्यूचर थ्रू गवर्नेंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, जो समसामयिक और सार्थक है। प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी के नेतृत्व में भारत ने जिस प्रकार विकास के लिए, समावेशन के लिए, भ्रष्टाचार मिटाने के लिए, व्यापार को आसान बनाने के लिए, जीवन जीने में आसानी बढ़ाने के लिए डिजिटल तकनीकों का उपयोग किया है, वह विकासशील देशों के लिए मॉडल और टेम्पलेट है। एक बाजार के रूप में भारत न केवल आबाद हो रहा है बल्कि प्रक्रियाओं का सरलीकरण भी किया जा रहा है। उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार ने पिछले 5 वर्षों में व्यापार करने में आसानी, निवेश, विनिर्माण और निर्यात, रोजगार में अभूतपूर्व प्रगति, कृषि और संबंध क्षेत्रों में उत्पादन तथा खरीद, बुनियादी ढांचे, कनेक्टिविटी और पर्यटन के साथ सकल लाभ सुनिश्चित किया है। उत्तर प्रदेश 774 सरकारी सेवाएं ऑनलाइन प्रदान कर रहा है। नेशनल ई गवर्नेंस सर्विस डिलीवरी असेसमेंट 2021 इंडेक्स के अनुसार उत्तर प्रदेश में 85% से अधिक के अनुपालन के साथ बड़े राज्यों के बीच पोर्टल और सेवा पोर्टल के मूल्यांकन में दूसरे स्थान पर है। वर्ष 2021 के मूल्यांकन में निवेश मित्र नामक एकीकृत पोर्टल पर उत्तर प्रदेश की एक अनुकरणीय पहल को भी शामिल किया गया है। मुझे ये बताते हुए यह प्रसन्नता हो रही है कि 96 लाख से अधिक MSME वाले सभी राज्यों में उत्तर प्रदेश पहले स्थान पर है। उत्तर प्रदेश में निर्यात लगातार बढ़ रहा है। जीजीआई की वर्ष 2021 की रिपोर्ट में बताया भी गया है कि उत्तर प्रदेश में आशातीत वृद्धि हुई है। उत्तर प्रदेश ने वाणिज्य और उद्योग में शीर्ष स्थान प्राप्त किया है और सामाजिक कल्याण तथा विकास और न्यायपालिका एवं सार्वजनिक सुरक्षा में भी वृद्धि हुई है। मित्रों, संपूर्ण देश में G20 देशों की बैठकें हुई। वाराणसी में भी पहली बैठक 17 अप्रैल 2023 को, दूसरी बैठक विकास मंत्रियों की 11 से 13 जून 2023 तक तथा 17 से 20 अगस्त 2023 तक यूथ 20 शिखर सम्मेलन का आयोजन हुआ। G20 नई दिल्ली घोषणा में स्थानीय मूल्य निर्माण और MSME के सामने आने वाली चुनौतियों की पहचान करने और MSME को अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर जोड़ने का लक्ष्य शामिल था। मुझे विश्वास है कि उत्तर प्रदेश G20 के लक्ष्यों के अनुरूप हमारी राष्ट्रीय और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय प्राथमिकताओं को आगे बढ़ाएगा। उत्तर प्रदेश में विकास के लिए और महिलाओं के सशक्तिकरण के लिए जो काम हुआ है वह पूरा देश देख रहा है। मुख्यमंत्री कन्या सुमंगला योजना, आयुष्मान योजना, उज्ज्वला योजना, प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना, बैंक सखी और स्वयं सहायता समूह के माध्यम से प्रदेश की महिलाएं सशक्त और समृद्ध भी हो रही है। इसके साथ ही प्रदेश सरकार ने किसानों के हितार्थ कई ऐतिहासिक फैसले लिए हैं। प्रधानमंत्री किसान सम्मान निधि योजना के अंतर्गत धनराशि DBT के माध्यम से किसानों के खाते में सीधे हस्तांतरित की गई है। इसी तरह प्रदेश में प्रधानमंत्री किसान मानधन योजना में लाभार्थियों को कार्ड उपलब्ध कराए जा रहे हैं। देश के विकास का रास्ता हमारे उत्तर प्रदेश से ही होकर जाता है। भारत के इस हृदय स्थल में कृषि हो, फूड प्रोसेसिंग हो या डेयरी हो, स्टार्टअप, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट, रक्षा उत्पादन आदि ऐसा कोई सेक्टर नहीं है जिसके लिए उत्तर प्रदेश में संभावनाएं न हो। प्रदेश सरकार ने राज्य में औद्योगिक निवेश को रोजगार सृजन से जोड़ते हुए अनेक नीतियां बनाई हैं। यही कारण है कि यहाँ की सुदृढ़ कानून व्यवस्था और बेहतर उद्योग नीतियां को देखते हुए देश और विदेश के औद्योगिक समूह निवेश कर रहे हैं। आज के अवसर पर मैं राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी के उन शब्दों को याद करना चाहूँगी जिसमें उन्होंने कहा था कि अपने विचारों को सकारात्मक रखें, क्योंकि आपके विचार ही आपके शब्द बनते हैं। आप अपना व्यवहार सकारात्मक रखें, अपनी आदतें सकारात्मक रखें और अपने मूल्यों को सकारात्मक रखें, क्योंकि यही आपकी नियति बनती है। कोई भी देश और प्रदेश समृद्धता और विकास के शिखर पर तभी पहुंच सकता है जब वहाँ की हर इकाई अपना सर्वोच्च देश के लिए समर्पित करने को तत्पर हो। अंत में मैं माननीय राष्ट्रपति महोदय का आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ कि उन्होंने अपनी उपराष्ट्रपति को अपने कीमती समय हम सबके लिए दिया और राष्ट्र कार्यक्रम की शोभा बढ़ाई। इसी के साथ मैं इस राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलन के सफल आयोजन की कामना भी करती हूँ। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Thank you, Madam, for encouraging the professionals and the professionalism. Your vital words will go a long way towards contributing a sustainable future. Madam, we are proud enough to convey that almost 50% of the company secretaries in India are women. Let us have a big round of applause for the empowered women of our country. Thank you. Going ahead, on this momentous occasion, ladies and gentlemen, the Institute is unveiling some of its very important releases. Would now request C.S. Manish Gupta, President, to facilitate the releases at the hands of our honorable dignitaries. To mark the 51st National Convention of Company Secretaries, the Institute has come up with a souvenir. The souvenir is a collection of articles highlighting new developments on the theme India at the rate G20, empowering sustainable future through governance and technology, and the sub-themes of the convention. Let's have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. The release of the souvenir for the 51st National Convention of Company Secretaries. Ladies and gentlemen, over the years, the Institute has launched various schemes for the benefit of the members. With the intent to facilitate the members, the Institute has collated the details of the major schemes. ICSI is proud to release a booklet, a handbook on benefits for the members of ICSI, which we think shall go a long way in supporting the members. Ladies and gentlemen, release of the handbook on benefits for the members of ICSI. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, please. Handbook on the benefits for the members of ICSI.
With the changing business environment and increasing complexities, the work and responsibilities associated with the company secretary in practice have enhanced multifolds. To keep pace with the changing dynamics of the profession, ICSI has come out with ICSI Management and Development of Company Secretaries in Practice Guidelines 2023, consolidating the guidelines applicable on company secretaries in practice in a simplified manner.
Ladies and gentlemen, the release of the ICSI Management and Development of Company Secretaries in Practice Guidelines 2023. Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Reshaping business landscapes, altering stakeholder expectations, regulatory scenarios remodeled with ESG principles are elevating corporate boardroom discussions towards sustainability the world over. Exploring the potential opportunities for professionals in this global transformation, the ICSI is launching a forum for raising dedicated deliberations under the aegis of ESG Conclave. Let's have a big round. We are releasing the flyer for ESG Conclave, which shall be a series of awareness and competency building programs. The flyer for ESG Conclave.
The increased focus on good governance demands skilled professionals who are aware of domestic as well as international regulatory regimes. To keep pace with the changing dynamics and to provide a comprehensive learning environment to stakeholders, ICSI is organizing 3rd International Conference in the Lion City, Singapore on 5th and 6th of April 2024 in association with ICSI Overseas Center, Singapore.
Let's have a big round, ladies and gentlemen.
The Institute of Company Secretaries of India, in association with ICSI Overseas Center, Singapore, is organizing its 3rd International Conference on 5th and 6th April 2024 in the Lion City, Singapore. Discover a wealth of knowledge and diversity of perspectives. Join for an insightful learning experience. For more details, log on to www.icsi.edu.
Let's have a big round, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you everyone for facilitating the releases. Now we pass on to the presentation of some major awards.
Would humbly request the dignitaries to kindly present the Best Regional and Best Chapter Award 2022.
With this background, here we go with awards for the Best Regional Council and the Best Chapter Awards 2022. To start with, the award under Fast category, the Best Emerging Chapter Award for the year 2022, and the award goes to Palakkad Chapter of Southern India Regional Council of ICSI. To receive the awards, I request C.S. Sajeev, the then chapter chairman, to come out to the dais and collect the awards. Our next category is Best Chapter Awards in the Silver Grade for the year 2022, and the award goes to Nashik Chapter of Western India Regional Council of ICSI. To receive the award, I request Mr. Amit Kumar, the then chapter in charge, to come to the dais.
Best Chapter Award in Gold Grade for the year 2022 goes to Kochi Chapter of SIRC of ICSI. To receive the award, I request CSB Mithun Shenoy, the then chapter chairman, and Ms. Smita Subin, the chapter in charge, to please come on the dais.
Next award category is Best Chapter Awards in Platinum Grade for the year 2022. And the award goes to Indoor Chapter of WARC of ICSI. To receive the award, I request CS Arvind K. Meena, the then chapter chairman, and CS Praveen Gupta, the chapter in charge, to please come over to the dais. Best Chapter Awards in Platinum Grade, Indoor Chapter of WARC of ICSI. Ladies and gentlemen, Best Chapter Awards in the Diamond Grade for the year 2022 goes to Bangalore Chapter of SARC of ICSI. To receive the award, I request CS Naman G. Joshi, the then chapter chairman, and Ms. Noor Sumaya, chapter in charge, to come to the dais to collect the awards.
National Best Chapter Award 2022.
The National Best Chapter Awards 2022, and the award goes to Kochi Chapter of Southern India Regional Council of ICSI. To receive the award, once again request CS Midun Shenoy, the then chapter chairman of Kochi Chapter, and Ms. Smita Subin, the chapter in charge, Kochi Chapter, to come out to the dais to collect the awards. National Best Chapter Awards 2022, Kochi Chapter bagging the award. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
The audience, next award category, National Best Regional Council Award 2022. The award goes to Western India Regional Council of ICSI.
Big
To
round of
receive the
applause.
award, I request CS Rajesh Shitarpara, the then chairperson of WIRC and current council member, and Mr. Sanjay Kumar Nagar, the then regional director of WIRC, to please come on the dais.
National Best Regional Council Award, Western India Regional Council. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. Congratulations to all the winners. Let's have a big round of applause for all the winners. Awards are definitely moral boosters and stimulators to the winners and the participants. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment which we all have been eagerly waiting for. Let's put our hands together for the Honorable Vice President of India as we request Sir to kindly enlighten our much-awaiting audience.
Good afternoon, all of you. Honorable Governor of Uttar Pradesh, the largest state of Bharat, Srimati Anandiben Patel, and when her introduction was imparted, everyone clapped, and rightly so. Honorable Governor is spinally very strong, enormously gifted, and in every position, be that of a state minister, be that of chief minister, be that of governor, be that of chancellor, she has set very high benchmark and exemplified the position by affirmative, massive contribution, which we all need to emulate. In the country, she is one of the very few who brings on the table experience of education, governance, and societal cause serving. Her presence here is motivational and inspirational for all of us. Dr. Manoj Govil, Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, he rendered a very thoughtful and thought-provoking discourse. He enlisted the challenges, the opportunities, the affirmative steps being taken by the government, governance being rendered easy, and also indicated expectations from you all. I am sure with him at the helm of affairs on the governmental side is a great advantage to this organization. Sri Manish Gupta, President of ICSI, well, he can thank me. I was Governor State of West Bengal, and he was Vice President. I attended the function. It was a very involved function, and that too in the city of joy. You are now in the city of spirituality. Sri Ashish Mohan, Secretary, I am happy and delighted to note, ma'am, synergy between two of them. Normally, President and Secretary do not get on well. They are an excellent team. Sri Dhananjay Shukla, Program Director, he carries everything on his shoulders because your next 3 days deliberations depend on him. I have no doubt you will have very productive, involved 3 days of interaction and at a place which matters now globally. Sri Sunil Gupta, Secretary to Vice President, a 1987 batch IAS officer from this state, cadre is West Bengal, and an alumni of IIT Kanpur. Distinguished audience and company secretaries. To be here on this 51st National Convention of Company Secretaries is a delightful moment for me. I congratulate the organizers for 2 aspects in particular. One, the theme, and the theme is absolutely relevant from current perspective and contemporaneous ecosystem. And the theme is India at G20, empowering sustainable future through governance and technology. And second, काशी को चुना, काशी विश्वनाथ को चुना। वो काशी जो दुनिया की काया पलटती है, यहाँ आकर धन्य हो जाता है, यहाँ की मिट्टी को हर कोई नमन करता है। It is the spiritual city of the world. It is nerve center and epicenter of everything which is sublime. और दूसरी महत्वपूर्ण बात, जिसने काशी की काया पलटी है, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री, वो देखकर मैं अभिभूत हूँ। 15 साल पहले काशी आया था। आने से पहले पूरी जानकारी ली। विश्वास नहीं हो रहा है कि काशी में इतना बड़ा सकारात्मक बदलाव आना, कल्पना से परे बदलाव आना, ये तो महारथी काम है। पर आजकल सब कुछ मुमकिन है, क्योंकि यही सही समय है। I express a deep sense of gratitude to the people of Kashi Banaras for having elected Shri Narendra Modi as our Prime Minister, because he is a member parliament from this place. His vision, mission, dedication, directional approach has taken Bharat to phenomenal heights. You all are aware of it more than I do, because you are directly involved with the growth trajectory of this nation. I am, friends, not guided by perception. Some people may take an exception to it, that how come a constitutional office holder like me is reflecting. It is not politics. I am not a stakeholder in politics. You are not a stakeholder in politics in that sense of the term. But we all collectively are stakeholders in governance. What the nation has seen in last 10 years has been beyond our dreams, imagination, and the world is stunned. I was elected to parliament for the first time in 1989. I was a member of parliament. I was part of the union government as a minister. I am reflecting on a scenario which you are aware. Our foreign exchange was fluctuating between $1 billion and $2 billion. You know it. You all know it. And youngsters must have gathered it from others. In physical form, gold of this country had to be airlifted, to be placed to 2 banks so that we can sustain our financial credibility. And now, our foreign exchange reserve is more than 600 billion. These epochal developments have taken place because the beginning was made in Kashi in 2014. This country suffered a temporary article, Article 370, that denied people of Jammu and Kashmir of fundamental rights. A temporary article was taken to be a permanent article. That is no longer available in our constitution, thankfully. Again, Kashi. We had a contentious issue. And we are a country that believes in our preamble of the Constitution. Here is a Prime Minister who brought about through judicial mechanism Ram Mandir being fructified, and we all look forward to January 2024. Friends, the theme of your 3-day deliberations, India at G20, and the subject you have chosen, will lay the foundation of what Bharat will be at 2047. Your deliberations will determine our course of action, our fast tracking of journey to 2047, when we have centenary of our independence being celebrated. You therefore have captured mood of the nation at the moment. And everyone present here in the audience is a nerve center, epicenter of a change in the commercial world, and a change for the better, a change that will give stability to economy and also gallop it within the regulatory regime. Each one of you here, I have no doubt, is a foot soldier of taking Bharat at 2047. There was a reflection, rightly so, by the Honorable Governor. She reflected our economy being at number 5. Who knows better than people in this room that only a decade ago, Bharat was being counted as fragile 5. वो कहते हैं ना, छू दोगे तो बिखर जाएगा, ऐसा वातावरण बन गया था. We were amongst those 5 countries whose economy was burdensome on the world. The world was worried about it. And look at the journey we have traversed. In 2022, September, a moment of great pride for all of us. We became the world's 5th largest global economy. But there is a special dimension to it. In the process, we overtook whom? Which nations? Great Britain. They ruled over us for a century. France. And my dear friends, you know it. It is certain by 2030, for sure, we would have overtaken Japan and Germany to be the third largest global economy. Could anyone imagine few decades ago that we would overtake economies of Great Britain, Japan, France, Germany? No. But now our target is set. Bharat has to be at pinnacle, and it will be. This is on account of two fundamental factors that have already emerged. And again, the people in this room know about it because they were exposed to it. Power corridors were infested with corrupt elements. For every work, there had to be a power broker. There were agents who were extra legally leveraging decision making in the corridors of power. Where have they gone? Totally disappeared. Power corridors have been fully neutralized of corrupt elements. And now the normal norm is transparent, accountable, efficient governance. Less government, more governance. This has catalyzed into our growth trajectory, which is exponential. And the credit goes to the determined government policies, affirmative government policies. Another aspect which has resulted in our growth, which the world is stunned, and that is we have now an ecosystem where anyone is in a position to unleash one's potential energy and achieve aspirations. Friends, as Governor State of West Bengal, in 2019, I headed a group of 10 governors. The other governors were far more experienced than I was. I was chairing that session. We had to deliver a report on ease of governance. I therefore came to be fully exposed to the problems the people in industry, business, and trade face. But what is more significant is the enlightened vision of the Prime Minister. He thought of involving the governors, constituting a task force to render a report, and in the process, our team was being assisted by Niti Aayog. These fundamental changes have taken place. In all these changes, you have a major role to play. Company secretaries, as custodians of corporate governance, play a multifaceted and indispensable role in the realization of this vision. By your actions in togetherness, you have made it a ground reality, and I'm sure you'll continue with your good sublime efforts. The role of the company secretary has evolved over the years. Once considered as record keepers, they are now transformed into key pillars of governance and compliance within organizations, upholding the principles of transparency, ethics, accountability in corporate governance. I must congratulate the government. The Honorable Secretary is here. There was a time when independent director post was just a post. You become independent director, and that is the end of it. Now there is heavy obligation on independent director. And obligations on you correspondingly are many more. Let me tell you, friends, it was around mid-2002, a global accounting firm counted as one of the top 5. It collapsed. You know that. it is not appropriate for me from this forum to give out the name. Why? Because the company, the accounting company, the auditing company that was required to take care of the interest of investors and everyone else totally ingratiated itself with management, made available on the plate what the management wanted. You know it more than I do. Books have been written about it. And then we had an act in that country, and that act, you know, Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002. We in our country are now far ahead of that. Our mechanism, thanks to governance, initiatives and policies, is now far more rigorous and demanding. But in the process, you'll find the governance is facilitating you if you are on the right side. Therefore, since world is one to the extent economy is concerned, as professionals, you will have to detach yourselves from the management objectives if they want a particular kind of direction. By statutory implications, you are to effect compliances of very important aspects. There was a time when our industry went into bad times and no one had an idea how to get out of it. You know it more than I do, that now there is a mechanism in place, the exit route. These are very wholesome things. But if you slightly bend, trust me, the bending will never stop. You therefore have to exhibit meticulously, scrupulously, the highest standards of professionalism that attend only to rule of law. And that will take the country a long way. Friends, I am picking up courage to say so because I am in the spiritual heart of India. It is this place which has taught the world for ages what is ethics, what is morality, what is spirituality. So you have chosen such a good place that you can go absolutely charged to deliver for the nation and discharge your obligations as envisioned by law. Friends, effective governance is fundamental to wealth creation. And wealth creation has to be equitable. It cannot be otherwise. We are a democratic nation home to 1/6 of humanity. You would have seen the steps which could never be imagined have been taken for the common man. Did we ever conceive in a country of our size and diversity that there will be toilet in every home? There will be nal and jal in every home? There will be a gas connection? The needy will get affordable housing? The empowerment of women will be to that extent that they will be generating employment for others? We never thought. Look at the scale, size of the situation and challenge and a matching performance. You all have to play a great role in this. I would briefly reflect on corporate social responsibility. You know it more than anyone else what it is. Am I right? You are an insider. You will have to work for a mechanism that makes it absolutely accountable, directional, totally neutralized of patriotism, patronage, and favoritism. Corporate social responsibility because by virtue of law, you have at your disposal a fund. That fund utilization, channelization has to be national interest. And I have no doubt you shall do it because you are at Kashi. We Indians are genius. We learn very quickly. Someone may not teach us. It is land of Eklavya. We search our own teacher. The teacher may not know it. And that skill we have developed. And that is our entrepreneurship. If you go to traditional Marwadi families, Gujarati families, do they need an IIM degree or a foreign degree to learn what business is? It is there in their DNA. You only have to inspire the younger generation. One particular task, since most of you are younger to me, I am giving to you. The senior members in business act as supervisors. They don't allow you to make mistakes. They fear failure. They get into conventional route. I appeal to you on 3 fundamentals which are critical to this government. And they all are your brief. 1, economic nationalism. We have, with our neighbor, a trade deficit of more than 100 billion. Is it justifiable? Is it generated out of situations which we can't have in our country? Trade, business, industry have to get together at the level of chamber, at the level of your associations. Take a call. You will be doing great justice to this nation and the economy will improve. It will have a second positive aspect also. The moment you go for what the Prime Minister has indicated in his Mann Ki Baat latest, vocal for local, not only foreign exchange will be saved, there will be generation of employment. There will be tax available to the government. Friends, on 15th August 1947, we are tryst with destiny. Am I right? We got freedom. Prime Minister Modi, when he introduced the GST regime with which you are concerned, one of the world's most reformative tax mechanism, it was also at midnight. It was in Parliament, and that was tryst with modernity. So this change from tryst with destiny to tryst with modernity, you have to take it to the next level. Initially, there were unnecessary issues. I'm happy and glad, and I congratulate your category and others also in the line. They have understood the worth of it, and we are moving ahead in the right direction. I have no doubt our rise is linked as a global force today undeniably to vibrant entrepreneurship and innovation. But on that, I will make one request to you. It is the business community, the trading community, the industry community that sends our raw material outside the country. Now look at writing on the wall. The moment raw material leaves our shores, we do 2 things. It pronounces that either we have no capacity to add value to that, or we take the soft route of making quick buck, as they say, and others make money by adding value to that. You can generate an environment to ensure that our raw material must be value added, must be branded here. If that were to happen, again, 2 things. In the process of value addition, the governments will get taxation, rewards, and there will be employment. Moreover, the entrepreneurship will flourish. Since I am before a very enlightened gathering, look at the vision of the present government. There are not countries in double digit that contemplate quantum computing. We are doing it. There are not many countries in the world who are focused on hydrogen mission. We have enough funds earmarked. You being in that particular line, you know, an investment of more than 8 lakh crores will come in that area itself, leading to massive employment generation. Now, you as vigilant people have to enlighten the entrepreneurs. We are one of the early countries to take lead in 6G. The kind of technological penetration we are having up to the village level has baffled the world. And just imagine the kind of transparent mechanism. I belong to a farmer's family. 110 million farmers, 3 times a year, get money in their account directly. Now, it is not important that the government has capacity to send money to them. What is important is that the farmer in the village has equipped himself because of government policies, having a bank account, having a technological mechanism to receive that amount. And that amount is currently more than 2,60,000 crores. The point I am making is that India is on the rise as never before. The rise is unstoppable. It is backed by robust economic performance, earning praise from international financial agencies. I personally have the occasion to interact with IMF president on 3 occasions. And on 3 occasions out of conviction, including at G20, she said, India is a bright star in economic development at the moment and most favored global destination for investment and opportunity. You have 2 friends. Ensure that more people get into the net and avail the opportunities. Others will miss the point, but you will not. A decision taken at G20, the corridor. This corridor in some shape was in existence thousands of years ago. Now we have a corridor endorsed by G20, which means Bharat, Middle East, and Europe. Look at the enormous opportunities that are opened for everyone, our youth in particular. It is a time when our hope index is the highest in the world. And the World Bank gentleman, he studied the point. He is a man who is known to be rooted in ground. He said, I am surprised, stunned. I recognize the digital infrastructure that India has created in 6 years is unrivaled, unprecedented, and was not possible even in 47 years. We have done in 6 years, and that is a reality on the ground, you know it. Friends, governance chapter is now being rewritten. There is a new norm. None is above the law. He may be anyone, high or mighty, lineage or succession. You have to be accountable to law. You cannot get away from law. That is the new norm. We are in Amrit Kal. Our Amrit Kal, because of Kartavya commitment of the Prime Minister, has become for all of us Gaurav Kal. We are living in Gaurav Kal at the moment because You have frequent occasions to go abroad. Have you ever seen respect for Bharat ever before to the extent you see now? Have you ever seen before the value of our passport? Have we ever seen impactful presence on global scenario of Indian Prime Minister? Anywhere else during earlier regime? No. When the Prime Minister addressed United States Senate and Congress, look at the response of everyone present here when he said AI. Everyone thought it was artificial intelligence. He said it is America, India, two democratic nations that have to shape the destiny of the world. Friends, there was a reflection that you are taking initiative in having alternative dispute resolution mechanism. I have had the good fortune to be member of ICC International Court of Arbitration. I know commercial disputes, if they go to the system of arbitration or they go to the court, they take years. We may say it or not, but efficacy of arbitral mechanism in the country has not turned out to be very productive. It adds one more tier to the conventional litigation adjudication. When I was there in the court at Paris, we devised a mechanism. I appeal to you, and I will be happy to entertain in Delhi at Uprashtrapati Niwas a delegation chosen by you to discuss the issue. And that is amicable dispute resolution. Now, alternative dispute resolution takes you to adjudication. Adjudication takes you to challenge. और हम भारतीयों की मैडम एक बहुत बड़ी खूबी है, हम मुकदमा करने में पीछे नहीं हटते। हमारा मन शांत नहीं होता जब तक हम कानून की काशी सुप्रीम कोर्ट तक नहीं चले जाते हैं। और सरकारी तंत्र है, मिस्टर गोविल में नोट इट, वो कहेंगे नहीं एसएलपी तो फाइल कर ही दो, मिस्टर गुप्ता इज ऑल्सो हियर। इसको बदलने का एक ही रास्ता है, amicable dispute resolution. Now, in amicable dispute resolution, what we visualized was that if there is a dispute between two people involved with steel manufacturing, the neutral will be also from steel industry, because he will know the game 100% and will tell both of them, don't jump too high, don't lie low, and there will be a meeting ground. Because in trade and business and industry, if you have adversarial relationship, your growth is bound to be impeded. A resolution of a problem, I don't call it dispute. I call it problem because the two sides are unable to see in proper perspective. You can play a critical role. Friends, India, with over 1 lakh startups, is the third largest. But what we pride ourselves, a position of envy, and last year we had over 100 unicorns. None in the world had so. Over the last 3 years, our economy has attracted a substantial investment of US 230 billion, and हाथ कंगन को आरसी क्या, पढ़े लिखे को फारसी क्या, टेस्ट ऑफ द पुडिंग लाइज इन ईटिंग, ये पैसा नहीं आता यदि अगर यहाँ अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं होती, यहाँ सिस्टम ठीक नहीं होता, यहाँ टैलेंटेड ह्यूमन रिसोर्स नहीं होता. नो कंट्री इन द वर्ल्ड कैन क्लेम to have that kind of talented human resources we have in this country. I don't want to take to more issues, but it is a time when India is an agenda setter for the world. We made them aware योगा क्या है और यूनाइटेड नेशंस ने एग्री किया. दुनिया के ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा देशों ने समर्थन किया. And when our Prime Minister was there at United Nations headquarters, International Yoga Day, and I was there at Jabalpur in the country, वहाँ दुनिया के सब देश थे. International Solar Alliance, I had spoken about hydrogen mission, that also in the same line. तो ऐसी हालात के अंदर वो राजस्थान से होंगे काफ़ी लोग यहाँ. गुड. गुप्ता जी तो यूपी से है, इसलिए देख रहे हैं कि राजस्थान से कितने हैं. अपने लिए मौका ऐसा है, मत चूके चौहान. ये मौका अपना है. डोंट मिस द टारगेट नाउ. फ्रेंड्स, when everything is going in the right direction, not to avail the opportunity. बहती गंगा में डुबकी न लगाना अकल का काम कोई नहीं कर सकता. और काशी में जब आप आए हो और देश के लिए डुबकी नहीं लगाओगे तो फिर ऊपर क्या जवाब दोगे. Friends, the greatest danger which the country faces today, and you must be alive to that, is when so-called intelligent people, so-called very well-informed people try to capitalize on ignorance of the people. वो मानकर चलते हैं कि जब ये बोल रहा तो सही बोल रहा होगा. अरे भाई, आप कभी भारत सरकार के चीफ इकोनॉमिक एडवाइजर थे, आप आए और वो जॉब आपको मिल गया, आप गवर्नर बन गए, बहुत अच्छी बात है. सरकार बदल गई, आपको एक्सटेंशन नहीं मिला. अब जिस बात की आपको जानकारी है, यू हैव द MRI ऑफ इंडियन इकोनॉमी. आपसे बेटर MRI इंडियन इकोनॉमी की किसी के पास नहीं है. चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट को भी उतना ही पता लगता है जितना आप दिखाते हो, पर आपको सब पता है. अब देखिए, वो कोई घटनाक्रम यहां हो, बयान आ जाता है. उनका बयान आना समझ में आता है, आपकी चुप्पी मुझे समझ में नहीं आती है. There was an occasion few years ago in the United States when one of the leading magazines had a front page article, and that was, if the silent majority observes silence, it shall be silenced forever. हमारे देश के खिलाफ कोई कुछ भी कह देगा, कोई भी नैरेटिव चला देंगे. अरे घर जाए का दिन गिने दांत, कहावत है ना. घर जाए का, जो घर में जन्मा है उसके दांत गिनकर उम्र थोड़ी बताऊंगा कि कौन सी तिथि पर यह जन्मा है. सावन में जन्मा है या दूसरे महीने में, चैत में जन्मा है, फिर बताऊंगा. वी नो इट मोर देन एनीवन एल्स. सो इन लोगों को जो हमने आइकॉनिक स्टेटस दे दिया ना, हमने तो दे दिया कि दे बिलीव इन भारत, दे बिलीव इन भारतीयता, इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द नेशन इज एट हार्ट. पता लगा इनके दिल में तो खुद के अलावा कोई बसता ही नहीं. I therefore appeal to youngsters in particular. You have in your hand the power of social media. You are knowledgeable people, you are discerning people. You know the ground reality. You must not observe silence, and I'm sure you will heed my prayer. I don't call it request, because we must invariably believe in our nationalism, We must always be proud citizens of Bharat. We must take greatest pride in our phenomenal historic achievements. कभी सोचा था क्या कि 50% of population will be so empowered? Honorable Governor will be delighted. On 21st September, women reservation bill pass हो गया, horizontal vertical reservation हो गया. अब एक नैरेटिव देखिए, पढ़े लिखे आदमियों ने चालू किया कुछ नहीं कि भाई ये तो कल थोड़ी मिल रहा है, ये तो 29 में मिल रहा है. पहली बात, 3 दशक तक आपने दिया नहीं, हर प्रयास फेल हुआ. 29 में लेने में दिक्कत है क्या? बट सेकंड चीज देखिए, एन इंटेलिजेंट माइंड मस्ट बी रीजनेबल. It can be done only in accordance with law. Horizontal, vertical, you have to identify constituencies, you have to identify both vertically and horizontally. Delimitation Commission has to do it. क्या नैरेटिव चला दिया? ऑनरेबल गवर्नर और मैंने सैपलिंग लगाई है यहाँ. कह देगा कोई, अरे लगाने का क्या फायदा, ये तो 10 साल के अंदर बड़ी होगी. Let us antidote all anti-national narratives. I am extremely delighted to note that group of individuals here and the organization you represent is extremely careful, cautious, and committed to high degree of morality, ethics, and propriety. The best practices can be only get promoted with your conviction and conscience. And mind you, the moment you will be so committed, the establishment in which you are, the establishment will have a much higher regard for you. I once met friends, and it is out of personal input. Someone about 30 years ago had an income tax search. मैंने कहा क्या लगा, बोला बहुत डर लगा. नतीजा क्या हुआ, बोला बहुत अच्छा हुआ, हम सुधर गए. हमने बदनीयती से कुछ नहीं किया था, पर हमें पता ही नहीं था क्या करना चाहिए. तो हमने परिवार में बैठकर एक चीज तय कर ली कि हम कानून के दायरे में काम करेंगे, हम कोई शॉर्टकट नहीं लेंगे. हमें समझ में आ गया कि जो शॉर्टकट बड़ा अट्रैक्टिव है, वो मौका पड़ने पर सबसे बड़ा कट है और परेशानी का बनता है. द ईजिएस्ट, सेफेस्ट, मोस्ट अफोर्डेबल mechanism is to believe in the rule of law. I am particularly pleased to learn about your compassionate initiative undertaken by the ICSI with the Shaheed Ki Beti Fund to support the education of the daughters of martyrs. ये बहुत अच्छा काम किया, ये नेक काम किया है. My congratulations to everyone. The fee waiver concession scheme for agnivees of our armed forces, paramilitary forces, and the families of martyrs is another commendable endeavor which you have taken. I call upon other organizations to emulate your stance, which is for a worthy cause and larger public good. I extend my best wishes to the Institute of Company Secretaries of India in their mission to introduce a culture of good corporate governance with a focus on environmental ethics and sustainability. Let me pause here. कई बार क्रिकेट का जो पिच है ना, वो बॉलर के लिए बहुत अच्छा होता है. आपके लिए भी सरकार ने पिच बहुत अच्छा तैयार किया है. आप इस पिच का पूरा फायदा उठाइए and ensure that our country blossoms, our exponential growth continues, And at 2047, Bharat at 2047, let us take a pledge at Kashi to work 24/7 for our motherland, our Bharat. I am grateful to the organizers to afford me this great opportunity to share my thoughts with people who have the capacity, obligation, direction to translate them into ground reality. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a standing ovation to the Honorable Vice President of India and the Honorable Governor of UP. We take this opportunity to extend our sincere gratitude towards you, sir, for your precious presence with us today, making this 51st National Convention of Company Secretaries an iconic event. It has been a privilege to have Srimati Anandiben Patel, Governor of Uttar Pradesh, as the Chief Guest of Honor with us today. Madam, we are grateful for your presence today. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly rise for the National Anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Ladies and gentlemen, you are requested to kindly remain seated, observing the security proposals, please. Request you to kindly remain seated.